Hey rabbits, it's Trixie, and this is the first Carrot Talk, in which I tell you stuff out of my life or just speak about topics that you suggested. I am actually making this video today because I don't feel particularly well. I woke up to this weird feeling of a big rock resting on my chest, making me unable to breathe properly. I'm normally a person with quite low blood pressure, but this morning I felt like my veins are going to explode and I had a really bad headache. When I got out of bed, I just felt that my eyes were turning black and I just needed to sit down again because I was so dizzy. At first I thought this may be the weather because the last days have been really hot, and when you're pregnant, hot weather can cause like your complete system to crash sometimes. But it didn't get better during the day, so I think that there is something else going on that I want to talk to you about today. Of course, the weather wasn't completely innocent. The sky was grey, the clouds were really big and it was raining, there was a lot of storm going on, some thunder was in the background, and it was like the weather god threw everything out that he had, and at the same time it was really hot and humid, so of course this kind of weather can cause headaches, especially when you're pregnant. But I noticed something else going on in my mind, and it was a really horrible feeling of anxiety. So what I want to say is that my condition wasn't actually a physical matter, it was more psychological, because I had this horrible fear inside of me, a fear of everything. There were like 1,000 things at the same time scaring me. For example, that something with the baby might be wrong, that I may fail as a mother, like horribly fail, our financial situation, work, everything scared me. And it was like all these feelings came crashing down on me, they just waited for me to wake up to confront me. I felt like a really dangerous animal was sitting behind my back ready to attack me, to kill me, like a really horrible threat was hanging upon me, waiting to crash down, and I couldn't really name what was going on. Since this is not the first time that I wake up to a feeling like that, I just got up, I just tried to calm myself down, and it kind of worked, and the fear disappeared, but the fear still left this really deep feeling of unhappiness, of being unsatisfied. But I couldn't name what it was that unsatisfied me. I felt like there was something missing, that there was a hole that I needed to fill, but there was nothing to fill it with. You know, when you're thirsty, you drink something. When you're hungry, you eat something. When you feel like social contacts, you call a friend. But this feeling didn't have a reaction. It's not like action-reaction. There was nothing I could do about it, but it was all the time present and I felt it all day long. Something that made it even more tricky was that at some point I had the impression that I found something that may help me against this feeling. I felt like maybe this feeling is caused by me wanting to have a sense in life, wanting to achieve something, and one of my biggest dreams is to become a writer. So I figured that if I would start writing, if I would start writing my story again, I may fill that hole that is obviously inside of me. So I sat down in my office, I just put down some words, I really tried. I had a coffee next to me, I tried to get into this awesome writing flow feeling, but the only thing that happened is that I started hating whatever I put down. Every word that I put down didn't sound right. I started hating myself and everything got way worse. So even when I had the impression that I found something that may help me against this feeling, it actually did the opposite. It made everything more horrible. After that, my failed attempt in writing something and being creative, something I actually love myself for, hit my self-confidence really hard. From that point on, I felt like everything that I touched immediately turned to shit. I felt like super incompatible with the whole rest of humanity. I felt like a human failure, and I became super clumsy and really vulnerable to everything that happened to me today. For example, I was eating a yogurt and the lid of the yogurt fell down, and of course the side with the yogurt on it hit the ground. And I considered this so mean and unfair and myself so clumsy and stupid that I almost started crying because of that. The tiniest things made me go insanely mad. And this was the moment where I just sat down trying to like breathe, trying to remember that this is nothing that should actually make me sad. There are horrible things in the world, and a stain of yogurt on your carpet doesn't count. As a result, I then tried to focus on the things in life that really matter. Not yogurt lids on the carpet, but for example, health, people that I love, friends, partnership, everything like that, which unfortunately led me back to my family. And as you may know, there are some really bad things going on there as well. And since this horrible feeling inside of me made me more sensitive for all bad things in life, I immediately thought about that. Someone that I love, that really matters to me, is really ill, and I cannot do anything to avoid his death. And of course that doesn't make me feel more pleasant with my current life situation. I felt like the tiny things go wrong, okay, I can live with that. But there are really big things in my life that I cannot change, that hurt me, and they still happen. And I just had this horrible feeling of unfairness inside of me, that everything is senseless, that death is unfair, and I didn't know how to get out of that anymore. I felt like I was completely back to the start with this super annoying feeling inside of me, and of course thinking about my family in that way didn't help me out of it. This video is not an attempt to fish for compliments. It's not an attempt to make you consult me or anything like that. I just wanted to share my thoughts on that topic, my experiences, because this is not the first time I encounter this feeling. I wake up to this. And especially when you're lonely, when you're alone at home and you encounter this feeling, I always consider this quite dangerous, because it really puts you in a state of mind where you don't want to be. Unfortunately, apart from telling you that I had this feeling before and that I got out of it, I don't have like a step-by-step tutorial of how to overcome it. I just have some little tricks that you may use to help yourself, but they don't make it disappear completely. The first thing I can tell you is to drink a lot of water and to eat normally, even if you're not hungry or thirsty. It's enough that your complete mindset crashed down. You don't need your body to shut down as well. Furthermore, don't expect too much from yourself. Dealing with this feeling is a really difficult task, and even if you told yourself to do the laundry today, don't be sad if you cannot manage to do it, because overcoming this feeling, not getting too deep into this feeling, is the way better achievement than doing everything that you wanted to do in your house. Then try to go outside. Take a shower, dress nicely, put makeup on. The most important thing is that you feel comfortable with yourself. I don't know if that applies to you too, but whenever I am in this mood, I have a really low self-esteem. And if I would then walk around like a hobo, that wouldn't really help. So I really need to dress myself up nicely so that I have the self-confidence. I look into the mirror and be like, okay, that day sucks. Maybe you suck a little bit as well, but you look okay, everything is fine, everything will get better. Which leads me to the next point already. Tell yourself that everything's gonna get better. It is just today. That's something I always tell myself. This feeling is just today. When I wake up tomorrow, I will not understand what was going on yesterday again. This is not what my life will look like from now on. This is just a moment. This is just a really weird state that I'm in. And I will overcome it, and it will be gone tomorrow. Just wait for it. Even if you don't believe that this feeling will ever pass, tell yourself that it will, and give it some time to pass. The last thing I found out to be helpful is to break down your life to a really minimalistic stage. Try to focus on a task that is really simple to do, yet confronts you with something that satisfies you in a really simple way. Like, for example, eating an apple and planting the fruit seeds outside to see if there is an apple tree gonna grow. Or just light a candle and watch it burn. Surround yourself with a really sense-deprived environment just to get rid of this feeling of being overwhelmed. Try to keep busy, to not lay down in bed just staring at the wall. Maybe phone a friend to get you out of this if you have someone that understands you. The only thing that you need to do is get rid of that feeling. This is the highest priority you have, and you can do everything that it takes. All of these little tricks kinda help me. They never completely make this feeling disappear, but at least it's a start, and at least you keep going, you know what I mean? If you have other tricks, if you know that feeling and you know something that helps you against it, please share it with me, share it with the others, because I don't think that I'm the only one experiencing this kind of mood from time to time. And of course we can help each other, and yeah, I would love to profit from your tricks as you profited maybe from my tricks that I just told you. Alright rabbits, I'll go back to fighting my own depression monster. I hope you enjoyed the carrot talk and the idea of the carrot talk in general. If you have suggestions of what I should talk about the next time, just tell me. I am really open for every suggestion and I'm really curious of what you want to hear about. See you very soon. Bye!